The grand old sorority house stood atop the hill. It loomed over the campus, a monument to tradition and sisterhood. But something wicked festered beneath its polished facade, something ancient and evil. The Delta Alpha Epsilon house, known for its beauty and exclusivity, held a dark secret within its walls, a secret that chilled the very air. The Sisters of Delta Alpha Epsilon were a picture of perfection, beautiful, intelligent, and successful. They exuded an effortless charm, drawing others into their web. But their smiles hid a terrifying truth. Their laughter masked a chilling secret. The sorority house was a place of whispers and shadows, where strange symbols adorned the walls, where an unnatural silence hung heavy in the air. An eerie presence seemed to linger, watching, waiting. The history of the sorority was shrouded in mystery. Founded in the late 19th century, its true origins were lost to time. Some whispered of a forbidden book, a tome of ancient rituals and forgotten deities. A book passed down from generation to generation. The older girls shared the secrets with the new pledges. Each whispered word a step closer to darkness, a chilling indoctrination into a world beyond human comprehension. The pledges, eager for acceptance, embraced the darkness. They vowed their loyalty to the sorority and its sinister patron. The air within the house crackled with unseen energy, an oppressive atmosphere that sent shivers down the spine. The scent of incense and something ancient lingered in the air. A faint whispering sound seemed to emanate from the walls. The whispers spoke of power, of forbidden knowledge and ancient pacts, of a being from beyond the stars, a being of immense power and insatiable hunger. They called her the Star Mother, a being of unimaginable power from the darkest corners of the cosmos. Her form, too terrible to be described, existed only in the cold void between stars. Her motives, shrouded in mystery, were whispered to be beyond human comprehension. She craved worship, demanded sacrifice, and the Sisters of Delta Alpha Epsilon were all too willing to offer both. They believed she granted them their beauty, their intelligence, their success. In return, they pledged their loyalty and their lives. The Star Mother communicated through dreams and visions, whispering instructions and desires to her chosen followers. Her voice, cold and ethereal, echoed in their minds long after they awoke. Her touch, a chilling caress, left them forever changed. The sisters believed the Star Mother watched over them, guiding their every move, ensuring their continued success. But at what cost? What would become of them when the Star Mother's hunger grew? The rituals began subtly. Chants whispered under the full moon, offerings of blood drawn with silver needles. But as the pledges climbed the ranks, the rituals grew darker, more sinister. The sorority sought out specific pledges, girls with a certain spark, a hidden potential. But they also targeted the fraternity boys, young men full of life and vigor who would serve as the ultimate sacrifice. The boys, drawn to the beauty and allure of the sisters, were unaware of the danger. They saw only the promise of pleasure, of acceptance into the elite circle. Blinded by desire and intoxicated by the attention, they readily walked into the web. The sisters, skilled manipulators, used their charms to lure the boys into a false sense of security. They whispered promises of love and devotion, all the while plotting their demise. For the boys were nothing more than pawns in a much larger, more sinister game. Section 5. The Ritual Chamber. Deep beneath the sorority house lay a hidden chamber, a secret room unknown to the outside world. It was a place of shadows and whispers, where the true nature of the sorority's worship was revealed. The air hung heavy with the stench of incense, blood, and fear. The walls of the chamber were adorned with disturbing murals, depictions of monstrous creatures and writhing tentacles. Symbols of madness and cosmic horror stared back at the uninitiated. The very air seemed to hum with dark energy. In the center of the chamber stood an altar of black obsidian, polished smooth by countless sacrifices. It was here that the sisters performed their most sacred and terrifying rituals. Rituals designed to appease the Star Mother and maintain her favor. The chamber was a place of power, a nexus of dark energy that pulsed with the heartbeat of something ancient and evil. To enter the chamber was to step beyond the veil of reality into a realm of madness and terror. Section 6. The Offerings. The sacrifices were carefully chosen. their astrological charts meticulously studied, their bloodlines traced back generations. For the Star, Mother demanded only the best, the most potent offerings. The chosen victims, both male and female, were lured to the chamber. Drugged and disoriented, they were led to the altar like lambs to the slaughter. Their fear, palpable in the air, only served to heighten the power of the rituals. The rituals themselves were gruesome affairs, a macabre combination of ancient chants, sacrificial blood, and forbidden knowledge. The sisters, their faces hidden behind grotesque masks, moved with practiced precision. Their voices, cold and emotionless, echoed through the chamber. The air crackled with energy as the climax of the ritual approached. The stench of blood filled the air, a sickeningly sweet aroma that seemed to cling to the back of the throat. The chanting reached a fever pitch, the sound vibrating through the very bones of those present. Section 7. The Summoning. The purpose of the rituals was to summon a sliver of the Star Mother's essence, to draw her attention, however briefly, to the mortal realm. It was a dangerous game, a dance on the edge of a razor blade. As the final words of the ritual left the High Priestess's lips, the chamber plunged into darkness. A silence so profound it felt like a physical presence descended upon them. Then, a blinding light erupted from the altar. A wave of power ripped through the chamber, throwing the sisters to the ground. The air crackled with energy as a rift tore open reality, and for a fleeting moment, the Star Mother's consciousness touched theirs. The sisters, overwhelmed by the experience, lay trembling on the cold stone floor. Their minds awash in visions of cosmic horror, their bodies racked with pain and exhaustion. The price of power, they were learning, was a heavy one. The rituals left their mark on the sisters, both physically and mentally. Their eyes took on an unnatural gleam. Their smiles, once warm and inviting, now seemed cold and predatory. They moved with an unnerving grace, their every step precise and calculated. The sisters were no longer the same. They had glimpsed the abyss, and the abyss had glimpsed back. Their souls were stained with the darkness they had embraced, their minds forever altered by the knowledge they had gained. They were haunted by nightmares, visions of cosmic horror that clung to the edges of their waking minds. The line between reality and madness blurred with each passing day. The whispers in the walls grew louder, more insistent. The Star Mother's influence was insidious, spreading through the sorority like a virus, twisting their desires, warping their perceptions. They were no longer in control, if they ever truly were. The sisters had achieved everything they had ever desired: beauty, intelligence, success. But it had come at a terrible cost. Their humanity, their souls. They were trapped in a never-ending cycle of sacrifice and worship, their lives forever bound to the whims of a being beyond their comprehension. The price of power, they were learning, was far higher than they had ever imagined. The guilt of their actions weighed heavily on their minds. The faces of their victims haunted their dreams, but they were powerless to resist. The Star Mother's hold on them was too strong. The sorority had become a prison, a gilded cage of their own making. They were trapped, both by their own desires and by the entity they had sworn to serve. And the worst was yet to come. Whispers of the sorority's dark secret began to circulate. Rumors spread like wildfire through the student body, but no one dared speak openly. The fear was too great. The disappearances remained unexplained, the authorities baffled. The truth, hidden behind a veil of secrecy and fear, seemed destined to remain buried forever. What would become of the sisters? Would they ever escape the Star Mother's grasp? Or were they destined to serve her for eternity? The answers, lost in the swirling chaos of the cosmos, remained elusive. The grand old sorority house stood atop the hill, a silent sentinel to the darkness within. Its secrets, buried deep beneath the earth, would continue to haunt the campus for generations to come. The Star Mother was pleased. Her power grew with each sacrifice. Her influence spread like a cancer, reaching out from the sorority house to touch the lives of everyone in the town. She watched through the eyes of her followers. Her consciousness, a sliver of something vast and terrible, lingered in the shadows. Her plans, shrouded in mystery, were slowly coming to fruition. The town had become her playground, its inhabitants, unwitting pawns in her cosmic game. And as the Star Mother's gaze turned towards the horizon, a chilling thought entered her ancient mind. This was only the beginning.